What's up, guys? Welcome to Knife Craze. Today I got an awesome knife to show you. Um, I recently purchased my first Uncle Henry knife, the Golden Spike, and I was impressed with it. It was sharp enough to shave without the package. It had excellent quality control to it. Everything was in line on the knife. Nothing felt rigid or rough on it. So I decided to try another one, and that is the 181 Bowie knife. I absolutely love this knife. It's a full tang knife, which means the piece of metal that's the blade goes all the way around through the handle. It's all attached. It's essentially one slab of steel. It has these beautiful staglon handles. Now, this isn't real stag horn, hence staglon. This is some kind of a plastic composite. Obviously, for the knife going at only about 38 bucks on Amzon.ca, that's the Canadian site right now, you're not going to get actual stag handles, but it looks nice nonetheless. It's got a nice stainless steel blade. I mean, it's not super highly polished, but it is nice. You know, it's kind of got a satin polish to it, so it's definitely a nice collector's piece. It looks nice for your collection. And along with that, it is complemented with these stainless steel brass kind of combination colored bolsters. I believe the pins are also like that. It's like a stainless steel brass type color. Kind of a combination of the two. Right there on the blade, you see it says Uncle Henry Schrade. And on the other side, 181 UH. I gotta tell you, right out of the package, this thing is sharp enough to shave hair with. I will demonstrate that now. Not sure if you can see that, but there are a lot of hairs right there on the blade right here. It will easily trim hair. That's the factory edge, by the way. So I haven't even sharpened it yet. I don't sharpen my knives unless they need sharpening or unless I want to just touch them up. But that's the factory edge, and it is capable of shaving hair. So you're getting a pretty sharp knife out of the box. If you don't, it might just be like a one-off issue, but I have confidence that this is a knife that they made sure was of good quality before they released it. I do want to say, however, on the subject of quality control, there was one small defect in my knife. Somewhere along the blade, it's almost unnoticeable now. It's like right here. You can't even see it, but where my finger is, there's like a tiny, tiny little chip. So maybe at the factory where these are made, the knife was dropped, or maybe they hit it against a piece of machinery when they were, assembling the knife, or maybe when the blade was being heat treated, or just going through any one of those processes that a knife will go through. It could have possibly been chipped. That could have happened during the sharpening process, but it's so small, it's insignificant, it's really nothing. So I got a pretty good knife for 38 bucks. With tax, it came to about 44. Regularly, it would have come to about almost 50 bucks. So yeah, I got a pretty good knife for the price, except for that little minor issue. Now, I do want to point out about this knife, it is a clip point blade style, which means it brings the tip of the knife closer to the center line, which makes it incredibly sharp. And this is a very sharp clip point. One of the sharpest clip points in my collection. It's almost needle sharp, actually. So this is going to be a really good knife for penetration. Of course, we're talking about, penetrating non-living things. Gotta say that because we're on YouTube, right? Yeah, obviously don't be using this for killing people. The blade, given its size, right? I mean, here's my head. There's the blade. And I have a long face. Like, that's a big knife right there. The length of the blade, obviously, and due to the ergonomic handle, I think this would be excellent for, slashing, right? And I like how they made the handle. I do. I like how it goes up. It gives me ample room for my fingers, but at the same time, they've included the finger guard. So your finger might slip off it, but it's there just in case. It's better than nothing. The overall length of the knife, they say it's 16 inches. It's actually closer to 15 and a half. So it's not the biggest knife I own. The biggest one I own, if you haven't seen it on my channel yet, would be the Schrade Leroy, which actually turned out to be a bit of a disappointment due to not being able to be sharpened very easily. But that was around 16.5 inches long. I opt to find a knife that's a Bowie knife that is around 18 inches long. That's my goal. And I haven't found one that I really like quite yet, not to mention there aren't many on the mass-produced market that are that big. So I might have to get one custom made. But yeah, this is a pretty big knife. So, what do I like about this knife? I like the classic appearance of it. It reminds me of something that Bowie, however you want to say his name, would have used, or maybe something like a hunter in the 1800s would have used. Even though the handle slabs aren't real horn, I do like them. It reminds me of a classic hunter's Bowie knife. Obviously, I like the size of it. I'm a big dude. I like to have a big knife. And it just looks badass. It does. It looks classic. It looks like it's got a lot of heritage to it, due to the, you know, the antique design of it and all that. But it also looks badass. You know, if I was confronted by somebody wielding this, you know, I'd be scared shitless. I mean, this could fucking tear me apart. Could tear anyone apart. It's a big damn knife. And how sharp it is out of the package, on the factory edge, that's sharp. I'm rambling a bit. Sorry about that. What I don't like about this knife is... Sorry, one last thing. The other thing I like about the knife is the clip point. I like that it has a clip point blade on it. Gives it that really sharp point for penetration. Okay, what I don't like about it. One, I don't like how I got that small chip up in the blade here. I don't like that the handle scales are not real stag. Now, I got this for around, before taxes, $38.99 on Amzon.ca. That's the Canadian site. That's the current price as of now. By the time you look it up, prices may change, so, you know, don't call me if you got a problem with it. But originally the price was about 41 bucks. So I saved a couple dollars really, and I just said, it's just a couple bucks, but you know, I want it. I may as well get it, so I did. Yeah, so I don't like that the handle scales are not real stag. But like I said, for the price, you're not going to get real stag handles. Lastly, the sheath. I wish this came with a leather sheath. It wouldn't even have to be real leather for me, as long as it was like leather and seemed good enough. If any of you are familiar with the Mossy Oak Bowie knife, that one has a leather sheath. It's not real leather, but it's close enough that I think it could work for this knife. I did try it with this knife. The blade is too long. It doesn't fit. So I just have to use its stock sheath. The sheath isn't really that bad. I mean, it's sewn together, but it's also riveted together, as you can see. So you're getting a bit more strength. And instead of Velcro, it does have a button snap. So the sheath isn't really bad at all. And you get a pretty damn big belt loop on there. So you could fit the biggest belts on this thing. But all in all, I wish it did come with a leather sheath. Uses. What could this knife be used for? Well, most commonly, what I'm using it for, collection. I collect knives. It's going to be a nice masterpiece in my collection. I guess it could also be used for wildlife protection. You know, if you're camping or something, you want something big to protect you from bear. If you live in an area where you're allowed to use a weapon in self-defense, this will obviously work very well. And if you're, you know, one of those guys who is kind of like a mall ninja, I guess you could call it, and likes to slash shit up all day, like fruit or water jugs, you could use it for that too. It's long enough, it's sharp enough, it's pointy enough that you could do it with that. So it's kind of got a wide general amount of uses. Me personally, it's going to be mostly for knife collection. I like this a lot, so I'm probably going to keep it pristine, keep it nice in my collection, because I don't want to ruin it. Yeah, so there you go, guys. There's my review of... Wait, you want proof for how long it is? Sorry, sometimes I forget things. Give me a minute. Alright, here's your proof for how long it is. Right here is 15 inches. Right here, 16 inches. So I know while on camera it looks like 16 inches, but it's actually right here. It's about 15.5 inches long. That is obviously from the tip to the hilt. The hilt. I'm not sure if I'm using that word right. Whatever, the butt of the knife. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. That helped me out a lot. If you want to see more content like this, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be uploading, but I promise I'll continue to upload videos when I have new content for you. Subscribe for that. And leave a nice comment if you want. I don't want to hear any mean shit because, you know, why be shitty? And have a nice day. Thanks for watching.